Here's what's happening now. A whole lot of nothing, which is good news for a holiday weekend. We'll see if we can keep it going through the 4th. Kim.
It's an end of an era for Mount Clemens and this guy along I-94. I'll explain why a big closure will affect this community greatly.
Okay, Kim, also ahead, Venus Williams in tears at the world's biggest tennis tournament, but this has nothing to do with the game. But at first, a hero caught on camera, a gas station clerk helping a woman who's been shot, how she ended up there, coming up first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kimberly Gill, and today for Karen Drew, first at 4. Detroit police are trying to unravel a dangerous situation on the city's west side. A shooting victim has a Good Samaritan to thank for saving her life. Police say the woman was shot early this morning after an argument with a 28-year-old man. She told police he was trying to take the license plate off her car. The man shot the woman, who crashed into a house before driving herself to a gas station. A customer used his shirt to try to stop the bleeding before calling for help. You see it there. A neighbor says she saw the original crash happen and immediately knew something was wrong.
She came through this way, hit the side of the house, went back out. She backed out some kind of way and went back this way and went up Ashton.
The victim is listed in temporary serious condition. Police believe she knows the suspect personally. You'll see more of that surveillance video during a live update coming up on Local 4 News at 5 o'clock. On Detroit's east side, an investigation is underway after a suspicious fire broke out at an apartment. The fire started early this morning at the Roseberry Apartments between Outer Drive and I-94. A woman living there claims someone broke in, held her at gunpoint, and then set the apartment on fire. The woman managed to escape unharmed. Detroit police are investigating. This home explosion, was a devastating tragedy for a family in Orion Township. A mother and father killed in the blast last week, and now their family coping with the grief and unanswered questions. Our Coco McAvoy spoke with 2 daughters who came home to help their sister who survived this tragedy.
The family of the husband and wife killed in the house explosion in Orion Township speak for the first time. The sisters read a statement.
Kimberly was rescued by a heroic neighbor as she was not able to safely exit our home on her own. She did not run out before the explosion. She's doing very well physically, but obviously is and will be dealing with this tragedy for some time to come. Our father was a proud Marine veteran who served 3 tours in Vietnam. He was not an avid gun collector, as some reports noted, and he did not store gunpowder in our crawl space. He was not careless in any way and spent his life ensuring our protection and also providing us with the wisdom to protect ourselves.
Hear more from them and what investigators believe might be the cause at 5 o'clock.
Okay, Coco. Some good news for residents of East Point. A boil water advisory has been lifted after 3 days there. It was issued Saturday morning after a power outage caused multiple water main breaks. This morning, the city of East Point says the water now is safe to drink. Okay, if you're one of the lucky ones that have had the day off, you are very, very fortunate because it's been a beautiful day. But the big day, of course, is tomorrow, Independence Day. So will this nice weather last? Let's check in with Ben Bailey for the first forecast. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Kim. It's hard to believe, but I think tomorrow is actually going to be even nicer than what we've got out there today. 4 live radar showing us a whole lot of nothing, but we've been watching our south zone in particular. There's a front that's just off to our south. Right now, it's keeping all the thunderstorms south of the state line. And even though those have turned severe down towards Defiance, it looks like these storms are going to continue to move in that direction further off to the south. So we're in the clear tonight. And as we get into tomorrow, we're looking at even more sunshine and temperatures start warming with the humidity staying low. Mild and dry tonight. It is a hard to beat forecast for the 4th of July. Storms do return late in the week. We'll look at that for a very shortened work week for some of us. All coming up in a few minutes. Kim?
Thank you. The retail landscape keeps changing across the country, and now those changes are closing a local landmark that's been in business for nearly 40 years. Local 4's Kim DeGiulio takes us to the Gibraltar Trade Center for the beginning of the end.
If you were looking for jewelry, antiques, rugs, furniture, toys, guns, just about anything, the Gibraltar Trade Center was the place to come and find it. But soon you're going to have to look elsewhere for these items, because come the end of the summer, this market will close for good.
That's sort of a symbol of Mount Clemens, really.
The market, and of course the big man in the brown suit that you see while driving along I-94. The business opened 37 years ago in Taylor. Then in 1990, the market was moved to Mount Clemens and has been a huge part of this city ever since.
Something like that goes, it's sad for the city. Jobs will, of course, vendors will be lost.
CEO and president of the Gibraltar Trade Center says the decision to sell the place was a tough one, but sales were at an all-time low as people now just look to the internet to buy items they need.
They get a better deal first online, then it ships right to your house direct.
However, Andrew Delicta, who travels from Waterford to visit the market, says that buying online will never be the same experience as coming here.
If I don't know what I'm buying, I like to come here and touch and feely is what I always say, and make sure that I understand the product that I'm holding.
The company says the popular Gibraltar Gun and Knife Show will continue to operate, as well as the Gibraltar Rug and Furniture Outlet, which runs out of Warren. The market will remain open on weekends until its last day on August 27th. Off camera, I spoke with a Gibraltar Trade Center vendor who thinks it's absurd that vendors are only given less than 8 weeks to sell all of their goods and leave the trade center. The company has not said who they sold the building to just yet. However, they did say it was a very hard decision to make, and they hope that people come out to shop for its final weeks in business. Reporting in Mount Clemens, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
Okay, Kim. President Donald Trump has provided his own political fireworks on this 4th of July Day holiday period, and it came in the form of a video on his Twitter feed. Jason Colfort is following the story for us. Reaction to that video has a lot of people talking. Jason?
It does, Kim. The president has spent a lot of time lately criticizing and attacking the news media with claims of fake news and fraud, specifically CNN. On Sunday, he used Twitter to level a different kind of slam to the network. Take a look in case you haven't seen it. The president tweeted a video using a clip from a 10-year-old celebrity wrestling show appearance, body slamming a figure. This was doctored with the CNN logo, though, on its face. The tweet renamed CNN as the Fraud News Network. CNN responded saying the president is encouraging violence against reporters. White House spokesmen deny that and say some of the news media have been beating up on the president. Reaction to the tweet has been swift and strong by the president's critics and his supporters. Listen.
I've been critical on CNN as well too. I just think that this plays right. You guys are playing right into his hands. You overreact, and then he's able to use that politically.
This is the president of the United States. I find it very much demeaning to the office and weakens, I think, the presidency and America. So no, I find it very serious what the president's doing.
The president's fight with CNN should take a few days off this week as he heads to Europe for meetings with members of the so-called G20 nations and a one-on-one meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin, which you would think would be much more interesting than his tweets, but we shall see. Kim?
Yep, we will indeed see, and we'll be covering it. Okay, Jason, we'll see you at 5 o'clock. Thank you. Women working in the Trump White House tend to earn less than their male counterparts. That conclusion coming from a CNN analysis of new salary numbers reported to Congress. On average, women working in the White House earn about 80 cents for every dollar paid to male colleagues. The average salary for men was more than $104,000. For women, the average is $83,000. The disparity is mainly due to more women filling lower-ranking jobs. The White House has not commented on the report. First at 4, we are also on top of stories making headlines around the world, and we start with a presidential phone call. Today, President Trump spoke with Japan's prime minister, agreeing to a trilateral talk about North Korea. This is video of an earlier face-to-face meeting between the two leaders. Both have agreed to meet with South Korea's president next week at the G20 summit in Germany. North Korea's missile program has been one of the biggest challenges facing the Trump White House. The president of France is vowing to lift a state of emergency that's been in place since 2015, promising to toughen permanent security measures to fight Islamist extremism and other threats. The new president of France outlined his security plan during a joint session of parliament at Versailles. And in Venezuela, the president there has just announced he is increasing the minimum wage by 50%. He's been facing daily protests since April when his government stacked the Supreme Court in order to increase his own power. The decision was later reversed, but critics say he's become too authoritarian. Raising the minimum wage is a clear political move. It comes just weeks before an election to rewrite the country's constitution. A spacecraft used to deliver supplies to the International Space Station has successfully returned to Earth. The SpaceX Dragon capsule launched on June 3rd from Cape Canaveral, carrying 6,000 pounds of supplies. It left the space station this morning with more than 4,000 pounds of lab results and garbage before landing safely in the Pacific Ocean just after about 8 a.m. Still to come here first at 4. Home Depot launches a recall after some customers report minor injuries. Thousands of people are affected, though. We'll have that information coming up in a Help Me Hank recall alert. And many of you aren't getting the message about your auto insurance. Too many drivers are making a mistake that could cost you more than $1,000 a year. We'll talk about that, but at first, a lightning strike hits a woman who was 9 months pregnant. We have an update on her condition and how a community is rallying around the family. That's next.
Tick price. Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
And new at 6, we are getting our first look at this startling video. A motorcycle smashed right into a building in Allen Park a few weeks ago. Police are sharing the video for the first time and new information about the driver. We'll have that story tonight at 6. But first at 4, we're tracking stories making headlines across America, and we start in Florida, where a mother and her newborn baby are struggling to survive after she was struck by lightning while still pregnant. Megan Davidson was 7 days short of her due date and taking a walk in Fort Myers, Florida, when lightning struck. She gave birth to a baby boy Thursday. Both are in critical condition. The family's church held a prayer vigil over the weekend and says they will need support. They will support the family, I should say, as long as they need it. And look closely here at this video from a forest fire in Arizona. And you can see there firefighters are carrying 2 fawns out of those flames. Emergency crews have been fighting the wildfire at Prescott National Forest for days. On Thursday, they noticed the fawns were in danger and carried them to a nearby habitat. They were where they should be reunited with their mom. In this Help Me Hank recall alert, Home Depot is recalling thousands of light fixtures because customers have been hurt. You'll want to take a look at the video we're about to show you to see the lights that we are talking about. Federal regulators say there have been 100 reports of the light shades falling down. Some customers have suffered cuts. One person reported a burn on the arm. The recall involves the Home Decorators Collection, 3 light and 4 light vanity fixtures, and you can contact the manufacturer for replacement light shades. Help Me Hank is also sharing this consumer alert about your auto insurance and how you could be missing some big savings. The website nerdwallet.com just did a survey of more than 2,000 drivers. They found 38% of those polled have not done a price check on their auto insurance in the last 3 years, and some have never done a price check.
I think a lot of times people are unaware of how much they could be saving, and so they sign up for car insurance and then they just set it to auto renew. They get the bill in the mail, they pay it, they don't even think about it.
Well, the folks at NerdWallet say Michigan drivers could save more than $1,200 a year by shopping around more often. Okay, Ben is back with the all-important Independence Day forecast, and you say it could get better than today?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll see a little bit more sunshine. We won't be on the risk for rain, and the humidity stays low, which...
All of those are a win.
Yeah, this time of year, that is definitely good. Let's look at the temperatures outside right now. Just with a little bit of some extra cloud cover out there, temperatures are in the 70s in most spots, although we're just right at 80 here in Pontiac Metro and down to Adrian. This is actually cooler than what we were yesterday at 4 p.m. and by a noticeable amount, about 5-6 degrees cooler, especially on the east side. That's going to have an impact on high temperatures tomorrow. We'll get to that in a second. We should see a beautiful sunset just like this one that showed up on Storm Pins. This is from Jennifer up in Lexington. She says, red sky at night, sailor's delight. You don't hear that much around anymore, but that's definitely the case. It has been a delightful day, and tomorrow is not going to be any worse. In fact, we're looking at better conditions as we roll into the 4th. 80 at Metro, heat index just a degree higher than our air temperature right now, which is at 81. Those winds are calm, not going to have any problem with the winds or with the humidity. as we go through the next several days. So this is what we showed you earlier, that thunderstorm that's down there in northern parts of Ohio. This is down near a cold front, and those storms should continue to move further south. We had one dying out shower that may have made its way into Lenawee County earlier this afternoon, but most of us have stayed dry, and everybody's going to stay dry come tomorrow. So the forecast clears us out tonight. Those clouds that are out there are going to take off. And then as we get into tomorrow, we're going to see more of a wind out of the northeast, and that is going to keep things cool here across our big east side lakes. And you'll sort of see that flow off of Lake Huron, sort of indicating that. Otherwise, plenty of sunshine across the area. And that is going to continue for most of this upcoming week, believe it or not. Lows tonight dropping down into the 50s area wide, light winds, and we'll keep that humidity low. Here's your 4-zone forecast as we look at the breakdown of those highs. And again, we're calling for right around 81 or so at the airport, but east side locations are going to be just a little bit cooler in the upper 70s here in the city and up towards the Grosse Pointes. South zone temperatures close to 80 here in Lenawee County, cooler towards Lake Erie, where we're looking at the mid 70s here on that side of the county. West side, or west zone temperatures, I should say, right around the low 80s, and maybe some of our warmest numbers away from the lakes. And on our north zone, what a difference here. 68 in Lexington, 68 for a high in Port Huron, with those temperatures increasing to the mid and even upper 70s as you get closer to Ortonville and Waterford for high temperatures tomorrow. Generally, we will stay pretty close to average for the upcoming 7-day forecast. We dip a little bit going into next weekend, but it looks like just 2 chances of thunderstorms Friday and Sunday. Everything staying away from our holiday celebrations for the next few days. Kim?
Good news. Okay, Ben, thank you very much. In trending stories, we have new information about the Top Gun sequel, and a popular TV host talks about the health scare that changed her life. We'll have that. But first, Venus Williams gets emotional at Wimbledon. For the first time, the tennis star is asked about a fatal crash that she was involved in, and you'll see her response coming up next. Tennis star Venus Williams won her first match at Wimbledon today, but questions about a fatal car accident brought her to tears during the post-match news conference. Police say Williams is responsible for a crash that killed an elderly Florida man. She's not been ticketed, and authorities say no drugs or alcohol were involved. But this is the first time she's been asked about the crash in public, and she clearly struggled to answer. Listen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just...
Before we take any further questions for Venus, please be aware she's unable to say anything more about this. So I'd ask you to respect her wishes.
Well, the family has filed a lawsuit against Williams. Earlier, she sent her condolences via Facebook. Inside Edition will actually have more on this story coming up at 4:30 immediately following this broadcast. In today's trending stories, a lot of people are talking about a health scare for TV host Maria Menounos. She's stepping down as co-anchor of E! News after having brain tumor surgery. She says doctors were able to remove nearly 100% of a golf ball-sized tumor. It was benign, but now she's leaving her job to reevaluate her life. Doctors tell her there's a 6 to 7% chance the tumor will return, and Menounos says that she will take those odds any day. Other news from Hollywood right now, the countdown to the Top Gun sequel is officially underway. Paramount has announced the release date for Top Gun Maverick. The original movie was a huge hit in the 80s, starring a young Tom Cruise. This time around, he will be the older, wiser flight instructor with a new generation of hot young pilots. You'll have to wait a while, though, for the sequel. It's not set for release until July 12th of 2019, so that's almost, what, 2 years away or so?
I don't know how I feel about that.
You don't know? You think they should just leave it be? And
those people are so much older than they were in the movie. It's
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's...
You don't know how a remake's
how it's going to go off. But this one was, it's one of my favorites. We'll see. All right, still ahead, hamburgers versus hot dogs. Which ones are more popular in Michigan and across the country? This story might spark a debate at your next barbecue. We'll talk about it coming up next.